Our video is about the algebra unit. The algebra unit consists of algebraic vocabulary and algebraic problems involving geometry and geometric terms. Is the angle between any side of a shape and line extended from the next side. Transversal is a line that passes through two other lines.
Angles are the angles opposite the congruent sides in an isosceles triangle. A linear pair is two angles on a line that equal 180 degrees. A scalene triangle is a triangle with no equal sides or angles.
Hypotenuse is the side opposite the right angle in a right angle triangle.
An equilateral triangle is a triangle with all equal sides and angles.
To intersect, four angles are formed. The angles that are directly opposite to each other are called opposite angles.
Right angles are angles that equal 90 degrees. An intersection is a point where two lines meet.
Vertical angles are angles opposite each other when two lines cross.
An isosceles triangle is a triangle that has two congruent sides.
Polygons are congruent when all corresponding sides and interior angles are congruent.
A straight angle is an angle that equals 180 degrees. Perpendicular lines are lines that intersect at 90 degrees. Supplementary angles are angles that add up to 180 degrees. Consecutive angles are angles that occur one right after the other.
A perpendicular bisector is a line that cuts a segment in half at 90 degrees. Two angles are adjacent if they have a common side and a common vertex and don't overlap. Complementary angles are angles that add up to 90 degrees. Solve a basic algebraic problem.
So here we have 4x plus 8 equals 24. Now, our goal is to get x by itself. In order to do that, we need to get rid of this plus 8 and this 4 that's attached to the x. So to get rid of this 8, you have to subtract 8 from both sides. Plus 8 and minus 8 cancel each other out, and 24 minus 8 becomes 16. So you're left with 16 equals 4x. Now, since this 4x technically stands for 4 times x, in order to get rid of this times 4, we need to divide by 4 on both sides. After dividing by 4, we end up with x equals 4.
This is how to solve an algebraic problem with x on both sides of the equal sign.
Okay, so your goal is to solidify the x on one side. So to do that, I want to subtract 7x, and you're left with 5x minus 3 equals 12. So now you just have your x on one side. Now, add 3 to both sides to get rid of the 3. You get 5x over here by itself. And so you're left with 5x equals 15. Now, to get rid of this 5 times x, or 5x, divide by 5 on both sides, and you're left with x equals 3. This is how you solve for x using complementary angles.
Okay, so first you add each angle together. 3x plus 11 plus x plus 7, which equals 4x plus 18. Now you set this equal to 90. Now you subtract the 18. You wind up with 4x equals 72. To get rid of the 4, you divide by 4. And you get x equals 18. Solves for missing adjacent angles.
Okay, so you have 66 degrees and 3x minus 9, and these are adjacent angles, which means they are congruent. So you set them equal to each other. 66 equals 3x minus 9. Now, to get rid of the 9, you have to add 9 to both sides, and these two cancel each other out, and you're left with 75 equals 3x. Now to get x by itself and get rid of this 3, you have to divide by 3 on both sides, and you're left with 25x as your final answer. This is how to solve an algebraic problem using angle bisectors. In this problem, BD bisects angle ABC.
Okay, so because BD bisects angle ABC, that means these two angles are equivalent to each other. So you set them equal to each other. So now you want to solidify x on one side, so you subtract 4x from itself. So now you're left with 7 equals 2x plus 3. So now to get the 3 out of here, you subtract it. And you have 4 equals 2x. To get the 2 out, you divide by 2. And now you're left with 2 equals x.
This is how to solve for x using algebraic problems and supplementary angles. In this problem, angle ACD and angle DCB are supplementary angles.
Okay, to start off, you add these two angles together. This equals 16x plus 20. Now you set this equal to 180 because they're supplementary angles. Now you're going to solve for x. First, you subtract 20 from both sides. This becomes 16x equals 160. Now to get rid of the 16, you divide by 16. This becomes x equaling 10. Solve for x using triangles.
Alright, so all the interior angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So you're going to add all these angles up and set them equal to 180 degrees. Now you're going to set 28x plus 68 equal to 180 degrees. Now you're going to solve for x. You want to get rid of the 68. Subtract 68 from both sides. You end up with 28x equals 112. Now, in order to get rid of the 28, you divide by 28 on both sides, and you're left with x equals 4. Pink Geometry Vocabulary and Related Algebra packet can be very useful as review for this topic. It has many practice problems like the ones we just showed you. Alright, so some common errors that can happen while solving these algebraic problems are people often think that this 4x is not multiplied but added, and they'll subtract 4 from both sides and get x equals 12. However, you need to look at this as if it was 4 times x equal to 16, and the only way to get rid of a multiplication is to divide.
Hey Jackson, what do you call an angle which is adorable?
I don't know, Charlie. What do you call an angle that is adorable?
A cute angle.